That's a lot of y'all on YouTube, man. Well, that's gonna be rough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Always doing that. Hmm. This one doesn't want to go. YouTube, can you hear me on YouTube? Can you hear me on YouTube? I'm not sure. Can you hear me on YouTube? As I expected. You know what I mean? As I expected. We always got a problem with one of these Jones, man. I'm not sure if YouTube can hear me, and I'm not sure if Facebook period is is trying to start up. Let's see what we can get out of it this time. I'm gonna try to restart the app. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna hold y'all long today. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna hold y'all long today. I just know I know for a fact that you know what I mean, it's no secret with everybody, you know what I mean? I know for a fact that when certain things happen in the world, it kind of it lowers your morale. You know what I mean? It lowers your morale and it makes certain tasks seem impossible or seems harder to focus on the things that you've been pursuing. So, you know, all that I'm here to do today is make sure that your confidence and make sure that your vision remains intact even through the hardest of times. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, welcome to yet another installment of the live chat. Much love to you all. You know what I mean? Much love to you all in the midst of everything that's going on, like even in my hometown. You feel what I'm saying? I like to leave nobody out or in my home state. You feel what I'm saying? I don't like to leave anybody out. We're not about to single out anything or make anybody else feel unworthy of notoriety for what's going on with them. You know what I mean? All I can say is my heart goes out for everybody who endured loss in the past few days because it's been a lot going on. Like I said, in my personal area where I'm from, areas surrounding, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure you all seen the news as far as today goes, you know what I mean? It's so much. It's so much, and it'll make you very um it'll make you very discouraged at going for your dreams or trying to obtain what you're trying to obtain, just seeing the things that go on around you. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got to put that back into perspective sometimes. You know what I mean? We got to put it back into perspective, and we got to keep the dream going. You know what I mean? Or keep the dream alive in order to make it reality. You feel me? But you know, as always, I welcome you guys to ask your questions, and I welcome you guys to give your views and interact and say what you got to say about situations or say what you got to say. You know what I mean? Just engage. You know what I mean? Engage. Ask your questions. If you have any questions about your music career, your personal situations, or whatever the case may be, feel free to ask those. You know what I mean? We're not here to pick. We ain't here to bash anybody. We're not here to make you feel uncomfortable. We want you to feel accepted, and we want you to know that we accept you for who you are. You know what I mean? We accept you for who you are, and all we want is the best for each other. You know what I mean? All we want is the best for each other. I will hope that that's true. You know what I mean? But impact. You know what I mean? Impact. What does the word impact truly mean to what does the word impact truly mean to you? You know what I mean? Should I side? You mean like side chain? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like yeah, that Kobe situation, man, it's terrible. You know what I mean? It's really terrible. It's really terrible. Like I said, certain things will just throw you out of the loop. They redirect your focus and they just make you feel hopeless inside. You know what I mean? I know how that goes. Like which brings me to today's topic. Uh you know what I mean? Which brings me to today's topic, man. It's like impact. When you pay attention to the impact that individuals have on people's lives. You know what I mean? One question I think everybody needs to ask themselves, as far as we're concerned with music, is what kind of impact do you see yourself imprinting on the world, or what kind of legacy do you see yourself leaving behind? You know what I mean? It's just so funny to me. It's funny to me that everybody has this large vision of what they would like to be or who they like to become through the music, what the music can do for you, what kind of car you'll be able to buy with your first rap check, or what kind of house you'll be able to live in when you first get your first royalty or you get your first hit single, or what kind of life you'll be able to lead. You feel what I'm saying? What kind of life you'll be able to leave, and nobody ever asks or nobody ever thinks to themselves, what kind of legacy will you leave behind? You feel what I'm saying? What kind of legacy will you leave behind? It's not about what you inspired to obtain from this music industry. It's not about that all the time. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know. You know what I mean? Most of you guys know. And if you watch my stories, you already know how I feel on the topic anyway. You know that I'm really not all about monetary gain or trying to get over on the next or trying to prove myself to anybody about anything. If anything, the most of the advice that I give you guys is to be careful about the bed that you make with yourself, and to always realize that money ain't the most important thing out here. You know what I mean? Money ain't the most important thing out here. Some things that money won't even be able to solve. You know what I mean? It's some things that not even money can solve for you. So while you're uh while you're pursuing this career of music, you know what I mean? While you pursuing this career of music, everybody thinking the music gonna change your life, the music gonna do this and do that. Just pay attention to, or ask yourself what kind of impact you want to leave on the world. You know what I mean? And while we here, I want to get you guys involved. Tell me what kind of impact that you want to have on the world. You know what I mean? Before it's all said and done, let's make this interesting. I want to hear your views. Even if you're not a musician, if you're not a musician, if you're not an artist, it don't matter. Whoever in here right now, what kind of impact do you see yourself leaving on the earth? You know what I mean? Or in your area? Because let's be honest, if you're not a ball player, if you're not a musician, if you're not a celebrity of some sort, you may not be able to expect such a large impact on any large area of the earth, but you can still make your just do, or do what you do in your personal area. So what kind of impact do you want to leave on the world before it's said and done, or on the people that you've come in contact with before it's all said and done? You know what I mean? It's so much more important than money. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all share this video too. You know what I mean? Share the video too, man. Like, share the video. Let's get a nice general topic going. You feel me? Let's get a nice general topic going, and let's really. I want to see how you guys really feel about that. Like I said, people always think about what you gonna obtain while you here, what you gonna obtain, what you gonna drive, live in, how you gonna look, what you gonna wear, what you gonna, you know what I mean? What people gonna say about you while you're here, but I don't think nobody ever thinks about the impact. You feel me? Because impact is after the fact. You know what I mean? True impact is after the fact. And that's honestly, that's a key to being successful. When you think about it, is what you leave behind. You know what I mean? What you leave behind. So in the comment area, you know what I mean? Give me it can be long, it can be short, however you want to put it. What kind of impact do you see yourself leaving behind for either the world or the people that you come in contact with, or with what you're trying to do? Does it all add up? You know what I mean? Does it really add up to anything? Does it really add up? The life that you setting out to pursue, does it add up with the kind of impact that you want to leave after everything is said and done? Go ahead and answer that question for me. What kind of impact do you want to leave on the world? You know what I mean? Because it's all possible. It's all very possible. You know what I mean? We've seen it done. We've seen it done time and time again. We've seen extraordinary individuals come through or bless the world with their talents, and gone too soon is an understatement for that. You know what I mean? Gone too soon or gone before their time, that's an understatement. You know what I mean? It's an understatement. But when you look at what they truly left behind, or the impression that they've truly left behind on the people, you could say that it, you know what I mean? Like it was good enough. It was well enough. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be reading y'all comments while y'all go. You feel me? Like I said, this live chat, this ain't, you know what I mean? I had a topic and all, but you know, we gotta get that morale back up. You know what I mean? We gotta get that morale back up. Like I said, there's a lot that's been going on in the past few days in the South Carolina area. You know what I mean? In the celebrity world, in the professional world, athletes, sports, it's a lot been going on. You know what I mean? But we still here, and we still gotta set out to finish the things that we said we started. You know what I mean? So I don't want you guys getting discouraged, or I don't want you getting under the impression that you can't bring these things through. You know what I mean? Because like I said, let me mute that. Let me mute that. But put your questions in, put your answers in. You know what I mean? Put your answers in. Join the topic. If you got questions that you want to ask your questions, and I'll answer them too. You know what I mean? I'll answer your questions just as readily as I'm asking you to answer mine. You know what I mean? So let me pull up this comment box so we can see what everybody's saying. Much love to everybody here by the way, man. You know what I mean? Much love to you guys. Like I say, I hold you guys in high regards, and I want your wildest dreams to come true. You know what I mean? I want your wildest dreams to come true. We just got to make sure that it's not compromised by you know what I mean? By everything that's going on, man. Little track, big move, legend only. Most definitely been losing hope, but I had to realize you have to sacrifice things to lose, and everything and every loss is a lesson. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Honestly, Mono, for most people, it's not. Most people don't learn from it. Most people don't realize that they taking losses, and they don't realize that they're meant to learn from them. You know what I mean? Trust me, I've been there myself. I've been there myself to where I felt like every loss I was just blaming and just trying to make excuses and trying to figure out whatever was whatever, but I wasn't actually learning from them myself. But when I started learning from them, I started seeing a different path, and I still fall victim to those kind of feelings to this day. You know what I mean? We all do. Nobody's above life, bro. You know what I mean? Nobody's above life. There's not a soul in this room. There's not a soul on earth that's above life or above the motions of being a human. You know what I mean? We all human, and we all feel. We all have feelings, and you know what I mean? Sometimes those feelings get compromised, bro. That's just how we meant to do, because at the end of the day, you got to realize we need each other. We need each other for things like this, to be able to talk, to be able to vent, to be able to feel how you feeling, and find people who understand how you feeling, or who are able to comfort you and you know what I mean? Get you into a better headspace, bro. Touching the hearts of the youth, empowering them, helping young Black guys see that they can do so much more and go way further than the hood. Mondo Brizo, that's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. You know what I mean? Changing lives, inspiring people to do better, be something to look up to. Anything is possible. He did great and worked hard at what he loved doing, losing a lot just to get where I am. Absolutely. I know how that goes, bro. You know what I mean? I know how it goes. It's you know what the funny thing about life is, man? The funny thing about life is it never fails. You will always feel, or you will always be get to a point where you've lost it all before you actually begin to gain. I'm beginning to wonder if it's just a pattern of sorts, or if it's something that's necessary in order to happen. You know what I mean? I've rarely ever heard of anybody being successful or making it where they want to make it, or getting to a greater calling without having to lose everything first. You know what I mean? And the funny part about it, everybody goes through that, but everybody doesn't recover from it. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't recover from it. So once you've gotten to that point, I don't want to get you excited to get your hopes up like it's just going to happen overnight. But once you've gotten to that point where you feel like you've lost it all, that's usually where you have the best advantage. And that's usually where you're meant to change things around. You know what I mean? That's usually where you meant to change things around. And that's usually where you can put things into perspective and start to make some plays and start to turn it around into a win for yourself. You know, the only difference between people is most people get there to where they've lost everything and they stay in that, they stick around. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the person that sticks around there. You don't want to be the person that can't realize that you're meant to lose it all before you gain everything that you meant to get. You know what I mean? You meant to lose it all. I'm a firm believer in it. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer in it. And I'm not speaking in factual as in lose everything, because some people do. Some people don't lose. Like, I'm not saying you're supposed to lose your car, your house, and all of that. But, you know, most of the things that people thought were important, or the things that you thought, the people that you thought you were going to have around, or the enemies even, you know what I mean? The cars that you do have, or the house that you do have that you thought that you were going to have around, or you thought you were going to have the comfort of keep it around, especially people. You know what I mean? Sometimes, most of the time, you will lose all of that before you realize, or before you step up to a higher calling. You know what I mean? Most of the time, you lose everything before you gain everything, or before you gain anything. You know what I mean? I'm going to read some more of your comments. But if you just came in, the question was, what kind of impact do you want to leave on this world before it's all said and done? You know what I mean? What kind of impact do you want to leave? And don't be shy. Don't feel like you're an outsider. You know what I mean? This is your opportunity to become a part of something, or your opportunity to say your piece on what you feel, and have other people around who can relate, or other people around who can support your dream, who can support what you're feeling. You know what I mean? Who can support what you're trying to accomplish, who can support how you feel about the world, how you feel about, I know some things ain't fair, some things ain't even, some things ain't, you know what I mean? They're not falling into place. And you may not even know, you may not even be sure if you can pull it through. If you can pull this thing off, you may not be sure. You may not be sure if you can stick around to even see it come to fruition. You feel what I'm saying? You may feel like it's over. You may feel like you can't do it. You know what I mean? But I can tell you one thing, it really starts with the end. You know what I mean? It really starts with the end, and knowing what kind of impact you want to leave. It can, believe it or not, open doors for you, just knowing how you want to finish. You feel what I'm saying? Just knowing how you want to finish. People don't think about it like that, bro. You know what I mean? Everybody, you don't even think, some people don't even think about how they want to start. You don't even think about how you want to start, and you don't think about how you're going to start. Everybody's so consumed, or so caught up with the middle part. You know what I mean? Everybody caught up with the middle. You don't know how you're going to start, and you don't think about how you're going to end. You're just so consumed with the idea of pulling that Ferrari off the lot. You so consumed with that $1 million house that you ready to spend. You literally ready to spend $1 million on. You know what I mean? You literally ready. You never spent $1 million before in your life, but most of your career at this point is spent captivated on the millions that you're going to spend, and the millions you're going to spend on yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So that's in no way, shape, or form impact. That's in no way, shape, or form impact. Everybody's so concerned with the middle. You know what I mean? What kind of impact do you want to leave on the people? What kind of impact do you want to have for when you leave here? What do you want people to say about you? Oh, that scared me a bit. You know what I mean? That's how I know I'm on to something. You know what I mean? These phones don't fall often, but when they do, I'm normally on to something when they do. You know what I mean? I'm normally on to something when they do. You feel me? So not only where you're going to start, but where you're going to finish. How you going to finish? You know what I mean? Now, that man Kobe, you know what I mean? You say what you want. People say what, you know what I mean? People always love to compare, and people always love to find the conflict in everything. I've noticed that. But you say what you want. If you pay attention to the impact, you know what I mean? The impact the hope that was given by the decisions that he made, or by most people who get to that level. If you pay attention to the impact that was made by these individuals, how they gave you and I hope, how they gave you and I hope that we could one day make something of ourselves, or we can, if only but 10% of a situation that they put themselves in, that we can obtain it too. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of impact do you want to leave on the world, man? You know what I mean? I listen to the music nowadays, and I listen to what people are putting out, and what people believe in they honest of hearts is going to set them apart, or it's going to take them out of here. It's going to make them straight for life. It's going to put them in a position to do more. I pay attention to that. I hear it, and everybody else hears it too. You know what I mean? Everybody else hears it too. And I must be honest. You feel me? I must be honest. I love the music. But if we talking impact here, if we really truly talking impact, there's none to be made. You know what I mean? There's none to be made, which is why I'm always telling you guys, I'm always motivating you to try something different. I'm always motivating you that it's tons of different genres outside of trap. It's tons of different genres outside of gangster music, whatever you thinking. If you do that, you do that. You know what I mean? Do it, because I love it, to be honest with you. I love it. I love listening to certain kinds of music. I love listening to trap. I love listening to hip hop and rap. You know what I mean? But I've also realized that there are other genres out there too. And for some of you guys, your greatest calling may be right there in one of those other genres. You know what I mean? Your greatest calling might be there. But the biggest question that you got to ask yourself is, what kind of impact you see yourself leaving? You know what I mean? What kind of impact you see yourself leaving in a few years? In a few years, when certain things get old to you, and you don't feel like doing the same old thing no more. You know what I mean? What you want people saying about you and your career? You feel me? What you want people saying about, what are you leaving behind for the next man, for the next man daughter, for the next man's son, for the next man nieces, for the next man, you know what I mean? For the next mother, for the next woman. What are you leaving behind? You feel me? Because in this life, I feel as if we have a greater responsibility than just ourselves. You know what I mean? We have a greater responsibility than just ourselves. It's not just meant for us to say, I'm just going to get rich, or I'm just going to do this and worry about me and mine. You feel me? Because whether you like it or not, people are watching. You feel me? Whether you like it or not, people are watching. And most of those people may idolize you without you even knowing it. You know what I mean? Most of those people idolize you. And some people, for musicians, some people can't differentiate. Most people actually can't differentiate the difference between real and fake when it comes to this music. Most people don't view this as just entertainment. Most people look at this as life or death. You know what I mean? Probably you. You know what I mean? Probably you. You probably look at your favorite artist and you view their situation. You know what I mean? You view their situation as such motivation that it's life or death. You know what I mean? It's inspired you to want out, or you're gonna die trying. You feel me? So, and for most people, that means even in the most sinister of ways. You think about that. Think about that when you get to that point where you're trying to get at, when you get to that fame that you want, or when you get to that fame that you claim to so heavy, when you get to that platform where the people are behind you and they do anything that you say, or the people choose you, when you get to that point, just remember, it's always people watching. You know what I mean? It's always people watching, and whether you like it or not, you are impressionable. You know what I mean? You are impressionable, or they are impressionable to you. You know what I mean? What kind of impact do you want to leave behind? You know what I mean? What kind of impact? I promise you, if you begin thinking about it that way, it just might happen for you way quicker than you think. You know what I mean? Because nobody, like I said, nobody ever thinks about how you're going to start. Nobody ever thinks about learning marketing or branding or none of that. That's how you start. or advertising. Nobody thinks about that, but that's how you start. But even worse, nobody thinks about how they're going to finish. What kind of contributions or what kind of changes your music made to the people? You feel me? Did you give the people a shot? You know what I mean? Did you give them something to believe in? Because that's usually where people start thinking about how much of a credit that you've been to their lives is when you said and done. You know what I mean? When you all said and done, that's usually when people start to think about how much of a credit or a discredit that you've been to their lives. So think about that. When it's all said and done for you, what are people going to say? Based off of what you've done thus far and based off of what you plan on doing in the future. You know what I mean? Based off of where you are now, what will people say? And based off of what you aspire to be or what you're aspiring to be in the future, the near future, what will people say when it's all said and done? Have you been a credit? Have you been a motivation? Have you been a symbol? You know what I mean? And if you've been a symbol, for what? If you have been a symbol, for what? You know what I mean? Did you stand for everything that you believed in? Did you give them the opportunity to stand for everything that you believed in? You know what I mean? Like I said, that's what it's really about. That's what it's really about. You catch some people actually get opportunities. Some people actually get the opportunities and still don't do right by everybody else. Some people get the opportunities and they forsake everybody who gave them the support to get where they at. I can't imagine that things are looking too good for them. You know what I mean? Because as I said before, we all have a universal responsibility to each other. You know what I mean? We all have a universal. You can't not do it. You can't not take responsibility. You feel what I'm saying? If you out here living your life and you've inspired a child to be like you, not because you told them, but because they saw you. You feel me? They saw you and said, I can go to the NBA too. You know what I mean? I could be a rapper too. I could be a chef too. You feel me? I could be a business owner too. That's what you call universal responsibility. You feel me? Universal responsibility. We got a responsibility to each other. You know what I mean? Whether we like it or not, we got a responsibility to each other, man. Impact. Let me read some more of these comments, man. I know I got into it just now, but you know how that goes, man. You know what I mean? When I speak, when it's heavy on my heart, I must speak. You know what I mean? You use it or lose it. You use it or lose it. Just try to encourage others to enjoy the one life they get and chase whatever dreams they have and not worry about other people's opinions. That's true. That's true. Bro, that's true, man. You know what I mean? Because a part of that, I always notice that we all love to be on the negative side. Like I said, we find the conflict. You feel me? It could be a good situation for everybody, but there'll always be conflict to be found within anything. Even something as silly as the greatest basketball player. Everybody was great in their own right. Everybody is great in their own right, but you still find people still find ways to conflict that fact or that factor. You know what I mean? People still find ways to conflict about what you're trying to do with your life. If you're trying to chase a dream, if you're trying to aspire to something, if you're trying to simply be something more than you are, if you're trying to be something tomorrow more than you are today, people will find a way to conflict it or make you conflict with yourself. You know what I mean? People will find a way to do that. But you know, leaving an impact like that, leaving an impact the way that you guys chase your dreams today, you never know what you will inspire the next person to do or what you will inspire the person after that person to do. You know what I mean? It's all a part of universal responsibility. We got a responsibility out here, man. We got a responsibility out here. Uplifting others, encouraging and inspiring through my life and mistakes. Just trying to spread love through song. Beautiful, beautiful. I just want to spread a lot of love so when I leave, it'll still be felt throughout friends and family. No doubt, bro. That's possible. That's possible. That's possible today. You know what I mean? That's possible today. That's very that's a very generous one too. You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of people don't realize, or a lot of people may not realize the amount of impact that you can create even in your local area. You know what I mean? Everybody always wanting to do more than just be whatever it is that you are to your family or your friends. Everybody, most people want a heightened sense of responsibility for doing something spectacular. You know what I mean? Which it can be done, but you got to also realize what kind of impact you can make here, right here today. You know what I mean? For the people who know you already, or for the people who are giving you your roses right now, they matter too. You know what I mean? They matter too. They matter more than anybody, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. You know what I mean? Not to anybody here, but just even from some of the emails that I get from individuals, or from some of the things that I see people say, it's so crazy how much we're not realizing, or how much we're not appreciating the people who are in our corner. You know what I mean? The people who are in our corner, and the people who've always been there. You feel me? The people who've always been there, and the people who always had nothing but the utmost positive things to say about us, who always believed in our visions, the people who just were always in our corner. You feel me? They're there. They are definitely there. You know what I mean? We got to be thankful for that. And we got to realize that we can make an impression on those lives before we even set out to try to be something larger than life to the rest of the world. You feel me? It starts there, bro. It really starts there. I believe, honestly, I don't believe that nobody gets called for gets lifted to a greater calling until they can truly realize what's in front of them. You feel me? I may be wrong. I may be wrong in that belief, but I look at the people who have gotten to higher callings, and they get dropped. They get dropped right back down to the bottom as soon as they get there, or sooner than later. You feel me? Just because you've gotten there doesn't mean you'll stay there. And I truly believe that only the people who realize what's truly in front of them, what they truly need to value, what they truly need to believe in, I believe that only those people get that higher calling and are able to maintain it. You feel me? Because it ain't about obtaining. It's not about obtaining anything. You feel me? We can obtain anything we want. You feel me? If you wanted 6 figures tomorrow, you can obtain it. You can figure out a way to obtain that. But if you want 6 figures consistently for the next 10 years, for the next 20 years, that's something you maintain. That's about maintenance. You know what I mean? That's what maintenance is. Life is not about obtaining. You feel me? It's not about obtaining. Life is about maintenance. It's about maintaining what you have. It's about maintaining what you have while allowing others to believe that it's possible for them to obtain and maintain too. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel about it. You feel me? That's just how I feel about it. I'm speaking on so much. I'm speaking on so much that I believe it'll go over most people's heads. You know what I mean? It'll go over most people's heads. But I hope that anybody watching this is able to communicate it in the way that I intended. You know what I mean? I hope that you're able to communicate it properly in the way that I intended. You take it as you please, and it'll affect you how it'll affect you. But I just hope that you use it. You know what I mean? That you use it to become overall more understanding of what needs to be done with you. You feel me? How can we get in the studio so we can try? Paris, matter of fact, if you go to the I'm not sure if it'll let me put it in here. Let me see if it'll let me do it. If you go to the Red Room Recording Studio page, you know what I mean? That's my page, and you can you know what I mean, we can set up an appointment for you and all of that. You know what I mean? We can get you in here, and we can you know, we can provide that thing that we do with these artists out here, man. You feel me? I take massive pride in my work, and I'm happy for all of the individuals that I've serviced and gotten them to certain points in their career. You know what I mean? Producers and artists alike. But you know, that's the page. You can hit me up on there, bro. And we also have a booking. We also have a booking system where you can book your appointment. We can get you in here as soon as perhaps even tomorrow or any day this week. You know what I mean? Love you, Auntie. I love you, man. I love all of you guys. You know what I mean? I love you guys because, you know, like I said, that's just what the work. That's what it takes. You feel me? That's what it takes. That's what it really takes, man. You feel me? A lot of people are doing are going all in with this music thing. You going all in with this music, and you going all in with whatever you doing. You going all in, but your situation or your operation lacks love. You know what I mean? It lacks love. I'm in South Carolina, bro. I'm in South Carolina. Where are you? Oh, city. I'm in Sumter. You know what I mean? Your situation lacks love. It doesn't contain, or it doesn't possess the natural capacity to love. You know what I mean? And that's why most situations just don't work out. You feel me? It's not love, but you replace or you substitute love for you know what I mean? For a quick jug, a quick finesse, a quick dollar. You know what I mean? Or deceit or deception. You feel me? But can't no situation really exist without love, man. And that's the most important thing that you will hear from me here today. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing that you will hear from me today. Okay, you in Raleigh. That's North Carolina, I believe. You know what I mean? Yeah, we can definitely, you know what I mean? If you're willing to travel, you know what I mean? If you're willing to travel, we got some nice packages going on. I know a lot of studios will normally charge individuals for everything separate, but you know, I've been working on this for years now. This is how I've been running my business. But the latest package that we have, we do everything in one bundle, and you know what I mean? You end up saving so much, and you end up getting the music that you need in order to put out, and you can still be cost effective with your advertising and everything else as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mono, much love, man. It takes much love. You feel me? It takes much love, because you know what? It's a difference in you meeting somebody, and it's a difference in you meeting somebody and getting the opportunity through them, through, you know what I mean, just greed and deceit or whatever the case may be. It's a difference in that, and you greeting somebody with much love so that they feel you and they know what, you know what I mean, they feel you and they feel in your truest of hearts, and the next time you run into that person, they just might have something for you. It's a difference. Love makes all of the difference. Love makes all of the difference. You know what I mean? Love makes all of the difference. Already, bro. Already. You know what I mean? But you know, like I said, I ain't even gonna be on here for too long, man. Like I know, I know how this works, man. I know how it works because I feel it too. And if I'm feeling it, I can only assume that you guys feel it as well. Certain things happen in the world. It just throws your emotions for a loop. And some people even get discouraged. You know what I mean? You get discouraged by thinking of certain things. And it's been a whole lot going on. Even since last year, it's been a whole lot going on, man. So I told you guys I'm gonna try to make every live chat that I can, regardless of what happens, you know. And I'm trying to stay true to that. You know, there may be times where I can't, but I'm here today. You know what I mean? And my purpose for being here today is to keep you uplifted and to make you think about the bigger picture and to let you know that you are worthy. You know what I mean? You are worthy of whatever it is that you set out to do in this earth. But you know, you just gotta put it into perspective first. And you got to realize what you have already so you can build off of that. You know what I mean? Everybody always trying to build off of nothing or things that they don't already have. You know what I mean? You can have the perfect team right in front of you, yet you're going to build with complete strangers and wonder where it all went sour at. You know what I mean? Or you can have the worst team, but you got the perfect team over here. You know, it's just so many different ways that it could be interpreted. But realize what's really in front of you. Think about where you're going to start, and importantly, think about the impact that you want to leave behind when it's all said and done, man. You know what I mean? What you want to leave behind when it's all said and done. Now, with that being said, are there any questions? You know what I mean? Are there any questions or anything that anybody wants to discuss or whatever the case may be before we do get up out of here? I told you I wasn't going to hold you guys long today. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to hold you long today. And also, I think you know the story already. If you guys would like to be a part of the live chat program where you get emails and certain things from me as well through email, and we, you know what I mean, all of that. If you want to join the program, you go ahead and sign up right there, man. You also get we got some benefits with it as well. I won't disclose that. I'll just leave it up to you whether or not you're going to sign up. You know what I mean? That's up to you. But it's all love, man. It's all love, man. That's just it. That's just how I'm feeling about it. You know what I mean? Your impact. You know what I mean? What does impact mean to you? What does impact mean to you? And just know that it's real. What does it mean to you for other people? You feel me? Impact is a real thing. You know? But anyway, man, with all that being said, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and ride up out of here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and ride up out of here, man. But much love to you guys. I hope for you to keep your faith. I hope for you to keep your faith and keep your prayers strong, to your ancestors and to everything above. You know what I mean? We still here, man. We still here, and we still in this fight. You know what I mean? Because it's a battle. It's not even a battle amongst people. It's a battle amongst it's a spiritual battle more than anything. It's a spiritual battle, and your enemy is not your fellow man. You know what I mean? That's the scariest part when you think about it. These emotions that people have, not only the positive, but especially the negative ones, they all derive from someplace. You feel me? If I had to say so myself, I believe it's a collective somewhere. You know what I mean? A collective of negative emotions that thrive on the weakened souls or the vulnerable states of us people. And you know what I mean? That would be your enemy. The collective of those negative emotions or those negative feelings that choose to manipulate or take advantage of you and make you act out in anger or make you act on your negative emotions. You feel me? So there is an enemy out there. It's not your fellow man. Just realize that. You know what I mean? Take all of the love that you have within you and all of it that you've received, you put it together and you win. You know what I mean? You win. You win because you can. You win because you worth it. You deserve it. You feel me? Win because you deserve it. You deserve to win. You just got to get out your own way and get out your own ways. You feel me? But you know what I mean? With that being said, man, I'm up out of here, man. Much love to you guys for making this whole live chat thing possible. If you're watching this right now, if you're watching the recording, just know that I definitely appreciate you. You know what I mean? We're going to keep on doing this every Sunday at 6 p.m. Just spread the love, man. You know what I mean? If you're going anywhere tonight, be safe. Be so safe, please. You know what I mean? I beg of you, be safe. There's so much going on out here, man. Jesus said the world is crazy. It definitely is, bro. You know what I mean? It definitely is. I just want to be able to do something about it. You know what I mean? I don't know. One day, maybe one day. You feel me? But it starts here. It starts here with you spreading the love and showing other people that love is still king of all. You know what I mean? But with that being said, I'm on up out of here, man. If you're not going anywhere tonight, be safe. Spread the love with your family and all of that because you just never know. You know what I mean? Never know. Feel me? But you guys enjoy yourself today, man. Tonight, have a great evening. Have a wonderful week. And see you next Sunday.